This is a call for an uprising. Welcome to today's show. I put these clips together. Some of you may have seen this recent clip that came out with all the news reporters speaking the same exact narrative, word for word, because they're all reading from a script. Well, I put some other clips together with it as a tool for you to use, show your loved ones, show your friends who think all this stuff is a big joke, how controlled the media really is, and why they push the same narrative everywhere, whether it's trying to get you to buy more Christmas gifts, whether it's trying to get you to, believe in this fake news propaganda that they've created, and whether it's trying to get you to buy things on Cyber Monday. It comes from the top and it's passed down. This is what happens at Bohemian Grove. This is what happens at these secret society meetings, okay? These editors of these massive media outlets and all the way down to a local level control the narrative. And that's why the script is verbatim. They are reading verbatim off of teleprompters. The same jokes, the same narrative, whether it's a small town in Iowa or it's Los Angeles, California local news, or it's somewhere in Florida or North Carolina or Maine. It's everywhere. And that should be enough for people to go, this is a little suspicious, because isn't your local news supposed to be talking about local events? Why are they pushing all of these same narratives nationwide in small local news affiliates? Think about it. It's not just the national level. It's all of it controlled. Look for yourself. This is the kind of clip that should make people laugh and go, wow, the mainstream media really does have an agenda and a narrative. They really are all reading from the same script. Why do they have editors at these local affiliates, right? Why would somebody be hired as an editor for local Channel 7 in Iowa and local Channel 10 in Florida if they're reading the same script and the editor doesn't have to edit anything or do anything or write anything? Because this is how a controlled system works. It's the same narrative and the same agenda. And just imagine we can get all these clips together every day in the news, pushing what? LGBT, right? Pushing the same propaganda, pushing transgender kids, pushing Planned Parenthood. All of this stuff is their agenda, and it is nationwide to brainwash everyone. It should be as simple as just watching this next clip. Okay, watch the next 10 minutes, then you'll laugh because it's hilarious. It's hilarious how easy it is to see this stuff, but nobody does. So I hope that these clips put together will help you wake up other people if you just need to show them and say, okay, well, tell me why they're all, because they're, what's the answer, huh? They're not going to give you an answer that makes any sense. They're under mind control. It's massive, and it's widespread, worldwide spread, as well as nationwide, all the way from the top to the bottom, full control. Take a look.
Sharing of biased and false news has become all too common on social media. More alarming, some media outlets publish these same fake stories without checking facts first.
The sharing of biased and
false news has become all too common on social media.
More alarming, some media outlets publish these same fake stories without checking facts first.
Unfortunately, some members of the media use their platforms to push their own personal bias and agenda to control exactly what people think. And this is extremely dangerous to our democracy.
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 This is extremely
dangerous to our democracy.
This is extremely dangerous to our democracy. Dangerous.
Extremely dangerous to our democracy.
Extremely
dangerous to our democracy.
Well, if you filled up your gas tank lately, then you don't need us to tell you that gas prices are back on the rise.
You don't need us to tell you that gas prices are back on the rise.
You don't need us to tell you that gas prices are back on the rise.
You don't need us to tell you that gas prices are back on the rise.
You don't need us to tell you that gas prices are back on the rise.
You don't need us to tell you that gas prices are back on the rise.
You don't need us to tell you that gas prices are back on the rise.
You don't need us to tell you that gas prices are back on the rise.
You don't need us to tell you gas prices are back on the rise.
You don't need us to tell you that gas prices are back on the rise.
You don't need us to tell you that gas prices are back on the rise.
You don't need us to tell you gas prices are back on the rise.
You don't need us to tell you that gas prices are back on the rise.
You don't need us to tell you gas prices are on the rise.
Okay, you can admit it. If
If you brought an item or two or maybe 10 for yourself, it's okay. You can admit it. If you brought an item or 2 or 10 for yourself,
It's okay, you can admit it. If you bought 1 or 2 or maybe 3 or 4, maybe even 10 items for yourself.
It's okay. You can admit it if you bought an item or 2 or 10 for yourself.
It's okay, you can admit it. If you bought an item or 2 or 10 for yourself.
It's okay. You can admit it if you bought an item or 2 or 10 for yourself.
It's okay, you can admit it if you bought an item or 2 or maybe 10 for yourself.
It's okay, you can admit it if you bought maybe an item or 2 or 10 for yourself.
Is it okay? You can admit it. If you bought an item or 2 or 3 or 10 for yourself.
it's okay. You can admit it. If you bought an item or 2 or 10 for yourself,
It's okay, you can admit it if you brought an item or 2 or 10 for you.
it's okay. You can admit it.
If you've bought an item or 2 or 10 for yourself.
It's okay, you can admit it if you bought an item or 2 or 10 for yourself.
It's okay. You can admit it if you bought an item or 2 or 10. Say for yourself.
It's okay. Admit it if you bought an item or 2 or 10 for yourself.
It's okay. You can admit it if you bought yourself with 1 or 2 or 10 things for yourself, because a lot of people do it.
This is priceless, especially on a birthday.
A child's happiness is priceless, especially on a birthday.
A child's happiness is priceless, especially on a birthday.
A child's happiness is priceless, especially on a birthday.
Well, child's happiness is priceless, right? Especially on a birthday.
A child's happiness is priceless, especially on a birthday.
A child's happiness is priceless, especially on a birthday.
A child's happiness is priceless, especially on their birthday.
A child's happiness is priceless, especially on birthday.
A child's happiness is priceless, especially when it comes to their birthday.
In consumer news, economic factors may take some spring out of the Easter Bunny step this year.
Economic factors may take some spring out of the Easter Bunny step this year.
Economic factors may take some spring out of the Easter Bunny step this year.
Economic factors may take some spring out of the Easter Bunny step this year.
Economic factors may take some spring out of the Easter Bunny step this year.
Economic factors may take some spring out of the Easter Bunny step this year.
Economic factors may take some spring out of the Easter Bunny step this year. Economic factors may take some spring out of the Easter Bunny step this year. Economic factors may take some spring out of the Easter Bunny step this year.
Economic factors may take some spring out of the Easter Bunny step this year.
Economic factors may take some spring out of the Easter Bunny step this year.
Economic factors may take some spring out of the Easter Bunny step this year.
Economic factors may take some spring out of the Easter Bunny step this year.
Economic factors may take some spring out of the Easter Bunny step this year.
Economic factors may take some spring out of the Easter Bunny step this year.
Economic factors may take some spring out of the Easter Bunny step this year.
Economic factors may take some of the spring out of the Easter Bunny step this year. Economic factors may take the spring out of the step of the Easter Bunny. Mike Myers says, yeah, baby.
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 Mike Myers says, yeah, baby. Mike Myers says, yeah, baby.
Mike Myers says, yeah, baby.
Mike Myers says, yeah, baby.
Mike Myers says, yeah, baby. Mike Myers says, yeah, baby.
Mike Myers says, yeah, baby.
Mike Myers says, yeah, baby.
Mike Myers says, yeah, baby. On desk or maybe the couch.
Enjoy from a desk or the couch.
Enjoy from a desk or the couch.
Enjoy from the desk or even the couch.
Enjoyed from a desk or the couch.
From a desk or the couch. From a desk or the couch.
From a desk or couch.
From a desk or your couch. From the desk or the couch. From your desk or the couch.
From a desk or the couch.
From a desk or a couch.
From your desk or the couch.
From a desk or the couch. From a desk or couch.
From a desk or the couch.
From a desk or even the couch. From a desk or the couch.
Enjoy from a desk or a couch.
From a desk
or the couch.
From a desk or the couch. Or wherever you like, as long as you got internet.
And at 12:09, welcome back in. The final days of the campaign sometimes can get a little salty.
Well, the final days of the campaign can get a little salty.
The final days of the campaign can get a little salty.
The final days of the campaign can get a little salty.
The final days of the campaign can get a little salty.
The final days of the campaign can get a little salty.
The final days of the campaign can get a little salty.
The final days of the campaign can get a little salty. The final days of the campaign can get a little salty.
The final days of the campaign can get a little salty.
The final days of the campaign can get a little salty.
As you've probably noticed, the final days of the campaign have been, well, you might call them just a little salty.